Most traders who fail using the opening range breakout strategy do so because they treat every single break of the 9:30 candle as a valid signal. They get chopped up by the devil's candle simply because they lack filters. Today, we're going to break down a purely rules-based mechanical framework that uses the pre-market liquidity and moving average alignment to ignore 80% of the noise and focus exclusively on the high probability happy path trades. We don't guess direction at the open. We let the market tell us where it wants to go before the bell even rings. Our first step is to do a strict prerequisite. We are going to map the 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. candle as our beginning time frame. This gives us the anchor or starting point to start to establish a trend-based bias. We are going to use two time frames. So first is your 7 to 8 a.m. candle. So I'm going to do that by going to the 1 hour chart, identify the 7 to 8 a.m. candle, and simply mark that candle's high to low. That's it, done. The next thing we're going to do is, as you can see here in purple, is we're going to mark out the 8:30 to 9:30 pre-market range. Now I have an indicator that does this automatically for me, so I don't have to manually do this. Now we use the 7 a.m. and the 8 a.m. structural block to determine our daily trend bias. What we are looking for is we are looking at price to give us an idea of where price wants to go before the market open. So you can simply zoom out and see for yourself which direction the market wants to go in. In this example, you can clearly see the market is indicating it wants to go down. At 9:30 a.m., this first 5-minute candle, the opening bell rings and then creates what I refer to as the devil's candle. This range is the range we are going to use to determine our opening range breakout. We do not blindly buy on the high or short on the low just based on the breakout. We are going to look for a specific A+ setup that requires us to look for two critical filtering conditions that is going to occur right now. First, price must interact with the 21 simple moving average, which is here in red. As you can see, this 5-minute candle sweeps that 21 moving average. What it also does is sweeps the one side of that 8 a.m. range. It's done this in just one simple movement. So ideally, the devil's candle should break or sweep the liquidity at 8:30 a.m. So that's the range here in purple. We've already mapped this out. If price fails to hit these filters or tries to break in the opposite direction of the range without a trend bias, we simply sit on our hands, we have no setup, we have no trades. Okay, so now I'm on the 1 minute time frame. I've dropped down from the 5 minutes because we use these two time frames. The devil's candle is simply the first 5 minutes. So we want three things to align. First is our trend bias, which we use from the 7 a.m. to the 8:30 range. We want the devil's candle, of course, to be created and, of course, to sweep our SMA. And of course, we want our filters to match. So in other words, it also sweeps the range. This is the happy path. Once we're on the 1 minute, we're simply waiting for a clean break of the 5 minute range, which we have here in blue. You can see how the 1 minute breaks that range. So that's your break. That second candle does a retest and a confirmation. So it's a simple break and retest. We're going to use a standard stop loss in this example and a standard targeting. Now I am on ES. So what I use is a 5 point standard stop loss and a 30-point standard targeting. As you can see in this example, we've hit our target of 30 points with very little drawdown. You can repeat this every day. So guys, keep it mechanical, keep it rules-based, and stop letting the devil's candle dictate your emotions. Now, if you want a clean, scannable checklist of these exact parameters to keep on your desk during the New York Open, just grab the PDF below.